Hey guys, Deathbringer here. We're on Fallout 4, the walkthrough, and we have just entered the Institute and just finished talking to Father. Now, it is the time to go explore. I'm going to concentrate on actually exploring and looking at terminals as much as I can, because I haven't got the best hacking skill, but I do have Sean's terminal password. So, okay, we have a few notes. I will leave them up screen so you can read them. Just pause and read it. And again. Okay, status report. Literally, if I read all of this, I'm not the best reader. So if I ended up ever reading this, then it would just take forever. So literally pause, read, and then continue the video if you wish. Oh, I just tried to show him down. Okay, okay. So that was all of his stuff. If I find holotapes, I will play them. Okay. Let's start with...
You call this a clean floor? Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust? Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Ah, okay, so the voice for him.
Subject
Oh, now he works. So this looks like a meeting room. By the way, I'm playing dumb. I know exactly what this is. But this is the Directorate meeting room. I'm not going to go in like every single room, because a lot of these rooms on these floors are homes. And I'll show you what I mean. Literally, they're just people's homes. Oops, not bad. So, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to see if any of the other floors have anything special on them. Ooh. Oh, this is someone's... So whose room is this? This is nice. They have a fucking balcony!
I wish you could have known Father
Wait.
as we have.
Okay, we're going over a house there. I'm not going in it. Alright. Okie dokie. Let's start making our way downstairs. Actually, these are all... Wait, these are... Oh, these are... no, I'm understanding it a bit better now. They have the names. This is Dr. Io's place. Okay, we do get quarters as well. You've got Volkert, Oberly, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And skip the rest of the stairs because I am too lazy to walk down them.
True Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
Well, he's a child. So this is the cafeteria. I wish we could, like...
Others call complaining. I call critical thinking and challenging assumptions.
Okay. I wish, like, when we join the Institute, we get the, like, the chairs and the tables. They look awesome. Ooh. What's in here? Aha. Free stuff! I'm sorry to disturb.
Hey, it's me. So you're the one who sent the encrypted message. How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
I'm not sure I should trust you.
You're worried about me? If the SRB cracked Trinity, man, your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
Is that what it said? The railroad didn't bother telling me.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
If you met them, trust me, you wouldn't be that impressed.
They've eluded the SRB for decades. They've got to be incredible. With you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths. At once. But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now.
I was not hoping to do this. Okay.
You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense.
I'm not actually going to help him.
I'm not
I'm
sure
just
if we
going
could
to
ever make the surface
do
actually
whatever
a
we
decent
need to
place
do.
to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know?
Ooh, they have trees in there. Once we're done listening to Bennett, we'll go into the bioscience and see what they have to say.
Z-114, it's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z-1. She's a friend. She's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
You don't.
Excuse me. I must focus on my duties.
She's not from here. She's been helping our synths escape on the surface. It's safe.
If you insist we speak in front of her, do so quickly.
Right now, how many synths want to escape, Z-1?
The ones I know for certain? 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
I won't help you.
If you want to free synths, a lot of them, come back here and we'll talk.
No. Because I am joining the Institute. Okay, so we're going into bioscience. And we're going to talk to one of the eggheads in here. And see what they have.
You had time to examine my latest reports on batch
Liam's been trying to
274.
teach me robotics.
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. And those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well... I suppose you're right.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing
like him.
things with our genetically engineered crops.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
There might be. Tell you what, you get settled in, and check back with me later. I'll see what I can find out.
Okay, I'm not gonna...
Dr. Holdren?
Anything I can help you with?
There we go.
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success. Their behavior does generally match what our historical data says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong. They destroyed 2 of their synth handlers. So now we keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
Okay, I'm trying to find information out. You're ignorant
Something I can
cunt.
do for you?
You mentioned medical care? I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Okay. La da da da. Okay. We'll go. I'm gonna have a look in the middle. So they have plants and grass. They have running water, which I cannot drink. But I'm not getting any rides from it, so.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Ah, you got a.
Glad you made it.
Almost done. Just needed
This looks like a vendor.
As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
I don't know why that's happening,
course.
because he
The
doesn't. He's
Institute
supposed
is
to
my
talk.
life. I hope it'll be yours too.
We're all
Doctor,
looking forward
they
to
weren't
working
kidding.
with you.
You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, We keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
Allie.
Why do you keep walking off from me?
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course. Dr. Lawrence Higgs is our mechanical engineer. He oversees the major life support and security systems. Power distribution is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise, and Dr. Newton Oberly is in charge of food and housing. He coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are balanced for optimal nutrition. We also make use of a number of synth units for low-priority maintenance and labor.
Dr. Fillmore.
What's on your mind?
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
And that is Dr. Fillmore.
Won't be able to hack this.
Okay, I can't get in that ring. Robotics. Sorry about that. Okay. Robotics. Oh, fuck! We never actually looked in... Okay. Because this episode is actually stringing on along a little bit, I'll dedicate this episode and the next episode of exploring the next two, like, rooms, like the next rooms like this.
Do we really need all these coursers roaming halls?
If it were just a limb twitching, perhaps. But her eyes were moving as well. Involuntary twitching and rapid eye movements while sleeping can only mean one thing, Max. You just don't want to admit to yourself what it means.
If you're about to launch into one of your passionate speeches about artificial sentience and machines with souls, don't bother. I've heard enough of them by now. Can't write them down from memory.
But we can't just ignore the question. If a synth can dream, why can't it have a soul? And if a synth has a soul, then it is a living person by every standard we can measure. Of course it is far more comfortable to think of them as machines.
So much research.
So we can do what we want
so
with
little
them.
time.
If you disapprove of the work we do here, Dr. May, you know how to find the teleporter.
Now just a moment. I never said that. I'm simply trying to open everyone's eyes to new possibilities.
Well, it's an unwanted distraction. We're men of science, not philosophers. You do well to remember that.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've increased synth responsiveness by 0.04%.
Doc?
Ah, it's you. You're finally with us. I'd just like to apologize for any trouble our synths may have caused for you on your way here. They, of course, couldn't be told of your identity, and they have very specific protocols for protecting themselves and Institute interests, most of which I designed myself. Not to make problems for you, though. Will you be staying with us, then?
Yes, of course.
Ah, good. Sean is most pleased, I'm sure. He's been quite anxious to have you with us. If you require anything, especially as it pertains to Siths, please let me know.
Okay.
Everyone's
Hey,
excited
Doc.
about the new synth
Another
project.
lovely day, isn't it?
Okay. We'll explore this room in the next episode, because it is actually getting late, and I don't know how long I've been recording. I need to start fucking putting a timer up. Alright, 2 more places to go. The synth's retention.
Sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do. People on the surface have got it pretty bad.
Okay. There's a little bit of tension, I feel, in this place.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock
Report
some
anything
heads together.
suspicious to the
They're
SRB.
dragging their feet on the
All this
targeting
must be
package
a little
upgrades I asked
overwhelming for you.
Maybe I should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
The directorate
Hi,
should
Doc.
take the synth escapes
So.
more seriously.
Here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
No problems here.
Good to hear. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
I'm sure it's best for everyone if the synths remain here.
Certainly. We can't allow sophisticated Institute technology to fall into the wrong hands. The results could be disastrous. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Dr.
Stop walking
Ayo,
away from me.
Yes, what is it?
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation become coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Justin?
What do you want? And please, make it quick.
He's an asshole.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep things running smoothly.
I think I remember that name from Fallout 3. Something I watched from... What's it called?
Carry on, ma'am.
Hey there.
Always be vigilant. We have many enemies.
There's a mission in Rivet City. I think it's Rivet City. It's a giant boat thing. So, yeah.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Sorry, just trying to figure out when Teeny finishes at work. Ah! Shoulder. I'm writing really cack-handedly. Okay, one more place to go. And then I'll end this episode, and then in the next episode we will fully explore this place as much as I can. Minus all of, like, the same buildings. To be honest, I probably will explore those too, just so I can loot it all. Get as many stim packs as I can. Oh, I thought I was still in there.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Thank you. I'm sure that will come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't mind.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the Child Synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you.
Dr. Lee? Tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the Specialist Project's lead scientist. He's, how to put it, very organized and precise. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute, and she's something of a prodigy when it comes to physics.
Dr. Lee? Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
Okay, so we've spoken to all of the division heads, and now we can just explore, but that will be in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and hit that subscribe button. I have been Deathbringer, and we'll see you for the next one. Cheerio, and goodbye.